Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of PoCommunity. I'm Mike Garboy, and I'm sitting here with Desiree from Grit and Ivory. How's it going, man?
Hello.
Yeah, great. How's you having a good day?
It's shitty. Who are you talking about? It's
Yeah,
so gross out.
yeah, it's pretty ugly out there.
I had the sky turn over. I was like,
Oh, at least we're pretty close, right?
I'm another fan.
Yeah, but I mean, like the sky
Oh
seems pretty close.
yeah. I got out and I was like, first thing I thought was Taco Bell right there.
Talk about KFC.
Yeah. I was haven't had Taco Bell in so long. I'm not gonna do it. But I think
Yeah,
about it
you
every
wouldn't be
time.
you'd be in the bathroom right now, so it's okay. I'm glad you didn't go to Taco Bell.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Grit and Ivory, tell me about that.
Oh man, fucking A. It's been a slow build.
Yeah,
I know it's interesting when you have art and you think you're making such big steps.
yeah,
Then something happens and you realize, oh fuck, we need to take a step back. And so that's something we recently had to do. And I think we're about to do it again, which I think is pretty healthy. Due to COVID, it has stopped shows. It's stopped people being able to really hear music and see the person. It's had to be you and the screen, and that's not something we're good with.
yeah,
I don't like social media. I don't like posting selfies. I don't like TikTok. I don't like any of this shit.
yeah,
So currently we're a band who, when I say we're, it's pretty much me and the guitar player when we think about things, but we have quite a few people, all different mentalities. But in the end, it usually ends up being how I kind of see things and who I am and what I am is I'm like a summer of love child,
yeah,
kind of that 60s, 70s vibe. I love that shit. I also love the 90s. I like that grungy kind of feel. But it's hard to show that when you can't perform.
yeah,
So it's been pretty shitty in that perspective. But what are we? I don't know, man. We're just carefree.
yeah,
We're just, at least what I want to be is somebody that can potentially be an artist that says the words on the tip of your tongue.
yeah,
Like music was therapy for me. So I want to be a guy that can help push people to do things that make them uncomfortable.
yeah.
Because when I perform and when I do what I like to be honest. I like to get weird. I
Yeah.
will make out the microphone. You don't know what's going to happen. I like that. And
Yeah.
music should be like that. You don't, it's a surprise.
Yeah.
So we just want to be spontaneous.
Memorable.
I guess so, yeah. Well, everyone wants to be memorable.
Yeah, but I mean, like that stage presence, that like difference, that like that thing you remember, like you just said, like making out with the microphone, like people will remember that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen like a Gwar show before.
No,
So,
that's a cool name.
yeah, there's a band called Gwar, and their whole gimmick is they're a band from space. They're all done up like aliens, but they are like over like sexualized. They like come out with giant like penises on stage and like
Dreams.
yeah,
Well,
just like they're a gimmick, but it's worked so well for them that if they come to town or go anywhere in the world, pretty much they're selling out constantly because the show is such a show. Even if the music is like kind of funny, not even like that great per se, it's the show.
see, that's something I've been trying to really talk to my band about. And I want to say my band, like our band, yada yada yada. But we were trying to take things too seriously, where I'm very carefree. I don't have the best voice in the world, and it'll get better over time, but I'm a performer. I have energy, and that's what usually people are connected to. With the back end, this great guitar player and the drummer who was there, a bassist we have come in, and a girl with great vocals.
Mm.
But it ends up being, even I don't try to be the energy I do on stage, whatever happens.
Yeah,
It's intoxicating, and it's intoxicating being there. But we started getting too focused and worried about how perfect the sounds are, blah, blah, blah. So I'm really trying to implement just chill out. Let's just make music that we have fun with. Let's not worry about if something's slightly off, because people like that. People, especially because of COVID, really like that imperfection.
yeah,
They want to see you at the truest form.
yeah,
And that's what's so great about, if you look at what happened because of COVID, which super shitty, but it's drawn people more to Twitch, more to streaming, podcasts, and
no,
YouTube in general. YouTube's always been big, but just the amount of new artists, new personas that have blown up, just because they took opportunity just to share the story themselves.
yeah,
And that's what we need to make sure we're doing.
yeah,
It's just sharing a story, our pain, our experiences. And I at least want to do it in a way that inspires people,
yeah,
makes people cry, makes them ask that person out that they've been enamored by, makes them quit a job, makes them leave their home, makes them do something that's been holding them back.
yeah. That's wicked. It's that is the traditional reason for music. Really, is that almost that goosebumpy feeling that like you emotionally connect with.
Yeah.
So great. Like it's just you never if you can have that feeling where you just put on a song, you get goosebumps, and it feels like a story you've gone through personally. that's what music should be. It's kind of gone against
Oh,
that in the
it's so
past how many
hard to
years.
find.
But I think it's come back, and like you said, this year is like kind of people have becoming more technical. They're getting into more like techie stuff. They're posting stuff online. You were saying that it's not really your jam. You don't like that whole social media aspect, but it's almost moved towards that you have to
I
do
have
that.
to have, and that's
Yeah,
why I work with the Octane guys. And
yeah,
these young, little, spunky, ambitious cute balls.
yeah,
Where I'm like, all right, tell me what I need to do. I'm a type of dude who I'm pretty disciplined. I will start working out, and I'll fall off. I'll get sad. But when I have a trainer there who's calling me a dumb cunt,
yeah,
I'm like, yes, sir, I go.
yeah, yeah,
And that's why I have these guys here. Is being like, we will not do this ourselves. We will not post TikToks. We will not do any of the stuff unless we have someone here trying to push us, help us,
yeah,
even if we're paying for it. It's we need that push. Hence why we're here now. This would
yeah,
have never happened. I
yeah,
wouldn't have reached out.
yeah,
It's something I'm trying to break. I'm a very sociable person, but it's just this world is different. I only just got a computer because of COVID money. I was like, you know what? I want to get into photography. I bought it mainly for gaming and streaming.
yeah,
But I haven't had a computer in like 10 years.
yeah,
I had my phone, of course, but even then, like, if I didn't need this phone, I wouldn't have it.
yeah,
I wouldn't use it. I'd
yeah,
be hard to find.
yeah. More basic times,
Yeah.
more you can think for yourself. I always use the example of like I don't know like if you've ever been remember like how old are you?
26.
26. So yeah, so like let's say like 90s or mid 90s, 2000s when not everybody had internet or it wasn't the internet age yet where somebody wanted to figure something out at like let's say a dinner, a get together or anything. And everybody's arguing or like trying to figure out like, "Oh, remember that movie with that girl in that movie?"
Hmm.
And it's like, "Oh yeah." And everybody's sitting
Big
there for
tit.
hours trying to figure out who this girl is. And now it's, "Okay, Google, who is this girl in this movie?" And it's literally answer for you instantly. And it's just like I feel like that's a very basic idea. There she is. There's Google. But like, so it's just like that. That's like where like time has gone, and it's like
Creepy.
people can't think for themselves.
No, they can't.
And
Can't.
that's why it's like music. If you can actually like think about what you're listening to finally, and like not what's popular now, lyricism is very dead in reality in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is coming back.
That's something I've been noticing for a while. It's like to me, not even because of COVID or anything like that, but for the last 5 years, for me, it's been a slow move to the potential same vibe as the 60s, 70s.
Yeah,
Not just the music, but just the mentality.
yeah,
The amount of people who are opening up to psychedelics, the amount of people who, I don't necessarily smoke weed, but the fact that it's spreading out there again, the fact that people's minds are becoming a little more peace and nature, not
yeah,
peace and love, because people are assholes.
yeah,
But if there's been this need for vulnerability again, that intimacy that James Morrison, even the Doors, all these beautiful people would
yeah,
bring to the fucking table. Even the 90s was full of emotion.
yeah,
Fucking full.
yeah,
2000s was a little bit. You had your really soapy. I don't want to get into it.
yeah,
But then that's when the transition started happening. There's always been pop music, but pop music back in the day was like Marvin Gaye and
yeah,
you had Etta James and all these beautiful voices and
Yeah.
songs that just made you mourn,
yeah.
made you want to fuck.
Yeah.
Pardon my language. Is that okay?
No, dude, it's our thing here is freedom of speech. It's definitely one of our major things here, and I think that's where not just business, artistry, everything is going.
Yeah.
But like big time people that are successful, like business moguls, are using language it's real. I don't this whole bullshit times that were in the past. Let's say like on my parents' generation, where everybody's on eggshells. They're not the real selves. They go into
Yeah.
businesses. You have to act a certain way. You have a family. You have to act a certain way. This is what you want. You want this beneficial job. You want this. You don't have to basically have any passions. You just have to live this structured life.
No, I don't fuck with that.
And now I think after all this especially, I feel like it's people are definitely after COVID going to be moving in that passion project thing I like to call, where it's just like they've been forced to this year if they lost their jobs and stuff to kind of like, what do I do with my time now while I'm collecting this CRB or collecting all these payments? Well, why don't you pick up that that thing you've always wanted to do?
I think that's been itching.
Yeah, and
inside.
that you've always regretted never going full, like jumping in the water and doing it, and now you can. So like, That's why you're seeing an influx of podcasts. You're seeing an influx of just people trying shit that they never, like, either they wanted to do or they didn't even know they wanted to do, but they got to try something now.
Mm.
So I think we're going to get an influx, especially after, like, this is all over, of just people, even if they could go back to their jobs, are like, screw this, man. I've already lived this full year of doing what I want to do with my time. And I want to continue to do that. And it's going to be a pretty awesome, I think, movement. And shit's going to change. I mean, especially with the economy, how it's going to be just crumbled after this, right? So I don't think it's not never going to be the same as it used to be. So
I've been poor for a long time, so I don't know what same is.
Yeah,
I've been a starving artist for the last 5 fucking years.
Yeah, and you keep going, right? And how many people have to do so much other stuff to keep their passions going, right? Like when I was a pro wrestler, obviously I was working my 9 to 5, but doing that all my spare time. Same with probably you. Like it's probably very tough to just do music, right? And then I went to school for music production. Same shit. When I wanted to monetize from it, I could, but it wasn't enough that I could just do that.
Yeah.
I still had bills to pay. So it's. I think people are going in the right direction. That I think money is actually more invaluable than ever right now. That people are making less money work. That like most people that like have had either got paid more at jobs, they're making less because they can't go back to work, but they've made it work somehow. And they're like, shit, this isn't that.
Well, we fucking hope so.
Yeah,
because I know a lot of people who aren't doing
no,
mentally as well, mentally, emotionally, they're alone.
Yeah.
I don't date.
Yeah.
Trauma. Stay away. But I got dreams. I got shit I want to do, so I don't really date. When COVID hit, I wasn't really going out a lot. Only now, I'm trying to just be social again because I fell into a hole, and it's nice. It's great. But I'm not a type of dude who needs to fuck, needs to go out and be social. But a lot of people I know need that.
Yeah.
Fucking need that. I live with my bandmates. We're not as effective with our time that we should be. It's something that I'm going to try whipping back into shape. The amount of people who got served and just spent on weed, booze, complain. People who, a lot of people got pregnant. Yeah. A lot of people got pregnant because all they did was fuck. Yeah. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You don't work. I'm having your baby. No. Your life, my friend. But a lot of people who have broken up because they realized they didn't actually like each other, which I think is very healthy in a lot of ways. A lot of things you can realize, but a lot of people are lost. Yeah. And once life gets back to normal, they're going to go back just trying to find the railings and being told what to do. But hopefully people like ourselves and others who enjoy this freedom of self-independence, they'll do what they can with it. Yeah. Because it's all about finding what makes you spark inside and just going hard with it. Yeah. Music's going to be tough. Yeah. Music, I'm not expecting us to actually make it. I have hope. I do believe who and what we are, we have the potential to become somebody that, speaking of myself, I do believe I have what it takes to become somebody of a voice. Yeah. I do hope with what happens, I, myself, my band, and some of the people we meet and other artists around the world, I hope to be on the forefront of that new era coming. This era of need for intimacy, the need to feel something. Because right now, the past year, a lot of people have felt nothing. Yeah. But I, myself, as a person, if I can use my words, my songs, what we create, to make someone almost get that satisfaction, even if they're just listening in the bedroom, that's my goal. Yeah. That would mean the world to me. Yeah. But there's no guarantee. Cool. And that's okay. Yeah, but we can't not try. Yeah, that's the key, man. And you never know until you try. And this is what's been great about COVID. It's giving people the realization, I can try. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah, and you could fail while you're trying and keep going. It's not like you gotta fail at least 30 times. Yeah, it's crazy. And I know, like, obviously, with music, it's the hardest time in the history of music, pretty much, to make money from your music. It's all getting that popularity to a point where you can sell your brand of your band more than the music, because you just need that money coming in that way. Yeah. Because I come from a family that's involved with the music industry. I saw them have to shift once MP3s came in. I saw that whole, like, basically the music industry was making hella money, and then all of a sudden, overnight,
MP3s come in, and now what do we do when people aren't buying music anymore, right? So now it's been the YouTube money, it's been that Instagram money, it's been that money that literally,
It's insane seeing, like, I almost started going YouTube in 2013 with an ex-girlfriend of mine. There's so many things that, like, I'm like, wow, I should have done it. I should have
yeah,
just jumped on it. Because you see all the people who are making mad monies now. You see, like, sort of like 7 years ago, 10 years ago, look at fucking PewDiePie, dude.
yeah,
Holy
dude just
fuck.
plays video games. Everybody tell like who would have told if you told me as like a basically the gaming generation, like we like you're not that much young. I'm turning 33 in like a couple weeks, but like 32, and like that generation growing up, that is what we did. We played video games, but our parents would be like, okay, get outside, or like video games will never pay the bills. Like literally now, there's people making more money playing video games and putting a camera on themselves while they do it
Holy
than people
fuck.
developing those video games. So like that's where it's come. It's a weird age that we're living in, but it's all has
It's
to do.
fascinating. It's
Yeah,
fascinating because it really shows that there's a time where you look at actors, artists, you have to be this good looking chap or fit or big breasty, blonde,
yeah,
blue eyed, a fox. You have to be intelligent as shit. Look at the people who on Twitch.
yeah. They're
A
not.
lot of them are overweight, acne filled people, but they are fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
They're honest. A lot of them are assholes as a persona.
Hmm.
But this is guy named Morris Critical. His voice talks kind of like this, and he's very well thought out. His thoughts are spectacular. He's a very well read guy, but he's very mundane when he does his shit. 70 grand a month,
Yeah.
maybe more.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. It's insane. It's how much people make off of these things, and once you hit a certain point, how easy it is to just make more. Like you have basically how these things work is you make nothing. Once you get to a point where you're making something, it's very easily the next step is like making bank.
Yeah.
It's like really close to that just making little. But it's that breaking that actually making something barrier.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like right now with the music, it's like we got some things we need to think about, talk about, because talking about branding, that is one thing we're not doing well. That's why I want to sit down with my band and like split it. We have two great singers, me and this other lady, but we're two completely different fields. And to me, it's like, okay, how are we going to market this properly if we're all kind of too different? There's no consistency. So I want to sit down properly and be like, all right, who am I? What am I? What are we together? How can we market that? And brand this properly because we're not branding it. I have things that I really want to do, things I want to try out that I'm not doing properly.
Yeah.
I want to play with like lipstick. I want to be flamboyant. Like I love how Harry Styles dress. I'm like, okay, what he's doing, I really want to do,
Mm.
but I want to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
I can't do what he's doing. I can't imitate that, but I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's starting to take in and just branding it better because we're not doing that.
Mm.
And until you do that, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And so something I was thinking about the other day, just checking out like OnlyFans and all these things that happen. I'm like, I wonder how jealous the older generation is of sexually free women and males too, who didn't have the opportunity like OnlyFans,
Yeah.
who didn't have Patreon,
Yeah.
who didn't have the ability to. Some of them are the most beautiful people I've ever seen, and they just go and send a picture of the titties, upload it, 30 grand in their account like the same day of people just going.
Yeah, I know that's insane. OnlyFans is definitely the realm I come from. Wrestling, a lot of like past female like wrestlers who have done really well as wrestlers, and then they get older, and your body breaks down and all that stuff. And then a lot of them have turned to OnlyFans and stuff, and not even for full on nudity, but there's
Yeah.
still those men and like that grew up watching these women that are like, if they send me a picture in their underwear, I'm gonna pay them a ton of money just because you
100%.
feel personal to someone you grew up loving. But that it's crazy how it what is what is creating great monetization right now is something that like we try to act like right now like the sensitivity of the world is you can't almost be over sexualized, like you can't be over sexed up, especially as a male now. It's like it's almost scary to even hit on women in some points because there's like a movement of that's being disrespectful and all that kind of shit. So
Which blows my mind because it's
yeah,
full of hypocrisy.
yeah,
You know, it's I'm not going to get too deep in it because I'm going to say something wrong.
yeah, I hear that.
I'm going to say something completely wrong. I'm going to get a shuriken in my face.
Yeah,
But that's why I kind of like what Miley Cyrus is doing.
Yeah.
She's really pushing against that.
Yeah.
You know, sweet little teen Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
To a girl who is now just. I
But
watched
she's
her.
so cool. Like, she's so real.
So fucking real. I was watching her and Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And she was saying like, people always comment on my voice, being like, "You sound like you smoked a fucking pack of cigarettes last night." She's like, "I fucking did,
Yeah.
and I did drugs too."
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking.
Yeah, and it's like everybody kind of knew that, but most celebrities would try to hide it, and she doesn't. She's like, I made my mistakes. She talked about her dad too. Like I didn't know that Billy Ray Cyrus was like the biggest pothead in the world until she was on Rogan talking about
I
it.
can see.
Yeah. Well, obviously it makes sense, but like it's just it wasn't openly talked about back in the day.
Of course, yeah.
What you have is if you smoke pot as an artist, you were categorized as like the pothead artist. So like who has been the famous pothead artist in the last 50 years?
Willie
Snoop
Nelson,
Dogg,
baby.
Willie Nelson. That's pretty much like Wiz Khalifa to hip hop. But like really, it's like and then Cheech and Chong had their kind of like
Their thing.
But like it's always like if you smoke pot, you were a stoner, and that's not the case anymore. Now it's so widely used, and you got really successful people using the dopey drug that are using it daily, regularly, but that's not their gimmick. So like Miley Cyrus is one of those. Like she is an ultra talented girl. Like and she broke down a barrier of Disney star and said, "Screw this! I don't care if they say like, what did you turn into? Blah blah. You turned me into this. I was a Disney star." That's what turned me into this fucked up self that I am right now.
Even when she's doing Disney, she's doing a fuck ton of shrooms.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
I think they all were, man. Like you hear about
how
all
could
that.
you
Like,
not?
yeah, like.
But like she could have Amanda Bind herself.
Yeah.
You know, Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah,
Like,
and no, she was smart. Well, she kind of is still young. She has but she's kind of. I think she got over it because she was like 14 when she got famous, and she was so famous at that age. By the time she was 18, it wasn't Hannah Montana anymore. She was Miley Cyrus.
And that's the thing. Like she was able to just say fucking go. She went balls to the wall, and I bet you any amount of money, she did lose herself for a bit, but she had to do that in order to pull back.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, I'm going to say like Lindsay Lohan, got stuck because they couldn't grow up.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan started getting big breasts and all these things, and instantly things flipped, but she couldn't be an adult because she did anything sexual. She would get shit on, but yet everyone was sexualizing her.
Yeah.
It's a weird world, man.
It's a very weird world, and I think you just gotta take. I think those are people that are mismanaged, and I think the thing about Miley, why it's worked for her is her family. It sometimes doesn't work. Britney Spears, for example, her family's her management team, and they don't care about her mental health.
No.
When it comes to Miley, her dad came up in the industry. Her mom was involved with the management. Like they looked out for her best interest. She still ended up doing all that screwed up shit, but I think they knew she was, but they never tried to like keep her from it because
you can't prevent people from fucking up. You gotta let people learn.
Yeah.
You know who was probably the sole reason? Her godmother was Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton was probably like, "You go, girl. You fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll be here."
And it's hilarious because Dolly Parton has the image of like, obviously very fake-breasted woman, but she comes off as like Southern religious belle, right? That's where, but like her lifestyle was anything but that when she was growing up. But that's what she sells as now, and I think that's the whole categorization of people that we put people in that they have to act completely. If they're this, they have to act completely this way. And I think that's where hip hop music. There's a huge religious backing to hip hop music. Like there's a lot of hip hop artists that are Christian, but then their lifestyles seem the last thing. Like they're not Christian. Like you know what I mean? So I think it's that category. Where we're at in time right now is nice. Is we don't have to categorize people completely. They can be something, but have this view, have this view, have this view. But
I think we're slowly getting there.
Yeah.
Slowly getting there. Because as a musician, like I want to do every fucking style. I would love to do hip hop. I would love to do folk. I would love to learn how to do operatic stuff. I would love to learn how to sing fucking scream like metal. I want to do it all. But unfortunately, I'm told by people around me that you can't do it all from the get-go. And that sucks.
Yeah.
It's a really hard thing to swallow because I started out just playing acoustic. When I play a lot of really sad songs, I put my pain into songs. And from talking, I probably don't come off as like a broken person. I got a little darky poo heart. You know, I've been through a lot of shit, but it doesn't control me.
Yeah.
But my songs always end up being kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
But I also want to sing these raunchy ass shit. It's funky, it's spunky. You can dance to, you scream to, and then stuff that makes you cry. But it's really hard. doing it all from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because people get confused. What are you? What's your genre? What's your genre?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I think genres are kind of disappearing though. It's just everybody's recording with everybody now. Like,
Oh, absolutely. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And it's just making sure that we can just upload a lot of songs
yeah,
and hopefully hit the right eardrum,
yeah,
get it deleting. Ooh, who are these young
yeah,
grasshoppers? And sit down. My goal is to get us into an artist development program within the next few years. I'm 26. We got to get going by 28.
yeah,
Like any later, they're not taking it seriously anymore.
yeah.
We're gonna be too old. You know. But it sucks knowing that at the beginning we can't go too all over the place.
Creative. You can't be your creative selves like you want to unless you have like multiple different side projects or different band names and blah
Well,
blah
exactly.
blah.
I'm gonna do, and we're gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna make sure, no matter what happens, they won't censor me.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I'm gonna say a lot of shit that's gonna get people mad,
yeah.
but it'll be funny.
Yeah,
It'll be
really,
honest.
is it really though? I feel like after this all, it's gonna be people are gonna be craving kind of anti what we've had to deal with this last little while. It happened in the '90s where there was a huge in the early '90s. A big censorship program came out where they were trying to censor artists, try to censor TV shows, try to censor like everything.
Then Nirvana.
Yeah, and then Nirvana and South Park and all these
Yeah.
late '90s things that came out. There was like, screw you. After 9 p.m., we're saying whatever the hell we want.
And I love that.
And that's where the world is. I think it's going to happen again. I think we're so oversensitized. Wow, I can't speak to it, but sensitized right now. Like, we're so emotional. But once this is all over, people are going to be kind of looking for that grit again. Like, they're going to be looking for that, like, just like edgy, like you just stand up comedy is like I one of my favorite things.
I've been diving so deep to comedy.
Yeah.
Like I fall asleep to it now.
Yeah.
Every day I work out, I'm listening to comedy.
Yeah.
I think there's some of those brilliant people.
Well, they're brilliant, and what it's moving towards right now is a censorship of that. But like,
they won't let it happen.
It won't let it happen, and it's so, especially like with big, like Joe Rogan has such a pull on the world right now, and that because obviously stand-up comedy is how he got started, and he's still in it. But he's got such a pull in the world that I don't think the media that wants to control everybody's mind frames right now, I think he's getting so big that he can like promote his way of life of like kind of like interviewing people from all aspects of life with different ideologies and stuff, but they get along. And then you can go on stage and be a stand-up comic. You can point out everybody's flaws in that front row, and it still gets laughed at. Nowadays, if you're considered a bully, you're considered racist, you're considered this, you're like anti this, anti that, even if you're just making a joke. And that's where I think it's getting really scary. As a redheaded white male who literally,
I thought you were an elf.
That's what I mean. Like, and it's still open, like because of white, like where white stand in the day today, in times today. I'm still allowed to be made fun of. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm completely okay. There's a day called Kick a Ginger Day. I'm okay with that. It's funny. I thought as a little kid, maybe I would have been like, oh, why you pick? Now it's just like, dude, it's life. It's you can get made fun of and you can fire it right back, and you should be able to, and people can laugh about it and joke about it. As soon as it becomes like you can't even joke with people you're close with, everybody's just on eggshells all the time.
Yeah,
that's where wrong words come out, and that's where people don't allow people to speak full things. It's always cut off at the beginning, and they sound terrible.
Yeah, see, I only surround myself around because I have no filter.
Yeah.
I have gotten very good at. I don't think before I talk. I say what I just say.
Yeah.
But I've gotten really good through trial and error at filtering without thinking about filtering. But one of my talents is sarcasm. Being able to jab things at people, but do it in a way where they know I'm not hurting them.
Yeah.
They can have a little laugh, a little puff. But if someone is too serious, if I can't be myself, I just don't even try maintaining a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, there's even moments in the band where it's like I got to be careful with what I say, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
And these are things that we have to deal with. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I cannot be around people if I cannot say how I feel. I'm not a very political guy. I don't dive deep into the world of, how can I say this? You know, people always have opinions on everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring up like fat culture.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? The whole LGBTQ plus ABCDFG movement, everything that's going on. I'm not deep into that. In my eyes, you're a human. I'm a human.
Do what you got to do.
I
Be yourself.
respect you until you let me think otherwise.
Yeah.
I'll treat everyone the same. It doesn't matter if you're black, fat, blue, green, yellow, fat, triangle,
Yeah.
ginger. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit, man.
That's the truth.
Treat me with respect. I'll treat you with respect no matter
Yeah.
what. The first thing I want to do is speak with my eyes and show I'm open.
And I think that's how people got to go about life. I feel like people,
But they don't.
they don't. It's a really, really messed up mentality. I don't know. Yeah. So people are so quick to pass judgment on people's characters for the minor things.
I think it's because social media has driven a world to be extremely insecure.
Yeah.
I think, again, I'm not extremely political. I'm not very knowledgeable. I can't say I am a PhD student in history. I don't know shit. I've just have seen and experienced things that have made me think a certain way. But to me, I believe the world has become too obviously soft, but not just with mentality, with physicality as well. It's so easy to wake up, I'm hungry, go to the store, shower. All our needs are right there. So what do people think about? Their insecurities, what they don't have. For example, the beauty culture, fashion industry, blah, blah, blah. People are always getting mad at those models, but they're never complaining about the men's models.
No.
They're not complaining about the men body. They love that. They love those abs, but oh my God, I don't look like her.
Yeah.
Women are horrible with each other.
Oh, I've heard before, like, there's not actually one genuine woman-to-woman relationship. That it's really tough for women to get along naturally together because they're always almost in competition with one another. Or it's men too, but I think women especially, like, men can hang out with other men of all different kinds of, like, race, like you said, fat, black, whatever. Like, men can do that, but I feel like women, if they're hanging out with something that they want, they're gonna behind that, even if their friends talk about it behind their back. And
it's funny, you see, like, men are always portrayed as like these alpha males, like, which want fucking sex, blah blah blah. But then you look at women, and it's like I can be in a group of dudes, and this guy who's far better looking, me, better shape than me. I'd be like, yo, dude, inspiring. I want to be like you. And you always see like a joke about that, like, I'm gonna work out, get chicks. But what happens is dudes coming up to him and being like, bro, how'd you get those muscles? Like, that's sick, bro. That's supportive. But with women, they get in a room and they think they look good, but then they see a woman who's better looking than ever, some shape or form. I see it with my friend groups. I have a lot of women friends. They instantly just get into this attack mode of attacking themselves. Why don't I look like that? How come I don't have that? They like a guy, but the girl, their friend, is getting close with them. Fuck that bitch. Instantly go to this. Guys don't do that, but we're always portrayed as the bad guys. Women are fucked. Stay away. The wife's great though.
Yeah, she is great. We've been together a long time, man, and we have the same ideas about a lot of things. So I just feel that just seeing friendships, women, like many, I'm in my 30s, so I've had a lot of friendship circles that have either grown, shrunk, added, subtracted, and for some reason it's a lot more women being subtracted or just do not get along with each other. It's a weird mentality. I even find that men with actual beefs with one another can work together still than even women that act like they don't. Like, if they don't say they have problems with one another, but they can't work together. Men literally can make things work with people that they despise. In like workspaces. And it's just like people realize that you can't always pick and choose everybody you have to deal with on a daily basis. And I think men do it better. And there's less behind the back shit. I just feel like if a man has a problem with another man, a lot of the time they'll talk about it and not talk about it with other people.
I think because men will explode if they don't. But women go sort of suppressing. I can't suppress in a way. I need to talk about shit right away.
Or you blow up.
To a degree. When it comes to like my band, I'm really cautious because I've spent so long like building this thing. And the last thing I want to do is hurt anyone's feelings. I want to make sure everyone can feel like an equal. But at the same time, it can't always be like that. And that's what I'm kind of realizing now. But this world is fucked and I love it. I hate it, but I love it.
Yeah, I hate it. I love it. It's a beautiful place, but we're just falling in a very awkward time. But it really, like, you definitely have that 60s, 70s vibe, like you said. that is like that more. What's the word for it? You have better thoughts about the world.
Oh,
Like
that's
you
just my
like
schizophrenia.
yeah, like you just like you just have you look forward to what's to come. Like I feel like that's what the 60s and 70s kind of had. They had like, oh, like let's live
Right
this
on, right on.
and enjoy time, enjoy life, and the future will be a good time. I feel like right now, like you said, music is kind of. It would be nice to go back to that 60s, 70s vibe with a flair of 90s. I feel like fashion industry has really gone hard to the 90s again right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Like with the grunge look, or either even like flamboyant, like colors. Just like there's more colors being worn again. Because that was almost the late 90s was almost rebelling against the early 90s grunge
Yeah.
with like dark colors, angry music. 95 rolled around, music started to become kind of happy again, bright. Hip hop started rising,
Oh,
and you
hip
saw
hop's fucking taking over.
it's the I would say the biggest. It took over pop. It really has taken over pop because now
But
pop music
it's
is hip hop.
become, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
become almost inseparable.
yeah,
But pop, I mean, that's why I also think it's starting to sink now.
yeah, oh, yeah,
Because look at what kind of artists are getting big. There's no fucking talent there.
yeah, yeah.
They're just doing exactly what everyone else does. They just get some tattoos, tattoo the
Yeah.
face, get some grills, and
Image.
there's some great fucking people out there, like Daniel Caesar, man.
Yeah.
I always forget about these guys. I'm not super into hip hop, and then I'll like get lost in the rabbit hole. But like, got like obviously Kendrick, J.
Yeah.
Cole, you got Daniel Caesar, and a lot of fucking great guys who are like, oh shit, they speak the truth.
Yeah,
Then you got people who come and use that insane auto tune,
yeah,
and it's just gross. There's actually no rhythm to it, but yet they start blowing up because the artist industry is just pulling them in because it makes money.
yeah.
People just want to dance, forget
Yeah,
it. They
no,
don't want to feel.
no lyrics. And that's there's even jokes about lyrical hip hop artists. Like Eminem has a song that's literally called I forget what it's called, but it's basically you're not allowed to have syllables in your raps anymore. The song is called Syllables. Yeah, it's just called Syllables, and it's like you're not allowed to have syllables anymore. You're only supposed to just speak these basic words, mumble it, and it's the beat that sells. It's not the lyrics. Who cares, right?
All the beat's always the same though.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so I've been digging a lot into Korean music,
yeah.
Japanese
K-pop.
music. Not just K-pop per se. Like I've been digging into like I like when I don't know what they're saying. I think it's kind of interesting, so I can really think about the music and watch them. But last night I was like, I found this Korean BB King. I found this really cool indie band where I didn't know it was a guy or a woman. She has like a low voice. Found out it was a she after I creeped the Instagram. I found this girl named Lim Kim who's writing music based off like folklores she's
really?
heard from when she was a child, and it's very empowering in a way. But that has this really interesting Chinese Asian type of music into it. Ding, 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 ding.
The Oriental.
Didn't
like,
do justice.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
snow for racist. Not bad. But it's beautiful. It's interesting. But she's having a little bit of hip hop elements in there.
Yeah,
Really combining it. But really getting edgy and kind of fucked up with it.
yeah,
It's fucking cool.
yeah.
But to me, it's a lot of like I want to go to England. I want to be in the UK. I fuck with those people. They're blunt as shit.
Yeah.
They're
And I mean, the biggest musicians of all time tend to come from there. Like,
even till this day, a lot of
Yeah.
the great people still come from the UK. There's something about that place that yearns for artistry.
yeah,
Not Hollywood had its moments.
yeah.
New York had its moments. But
I think Canada's finally getting its moment. I think for the longest time it was hard for Canadian acts to break it out. If you did, you were an anomaly and you became a huge band and you kind of dropped your Canadian self. And just kind of kept to now your worldwide fame where you're kind of catering to Americans more because that's where the money was.
it still is.
But yeah, with Canadian music, finally people are taking that step up and they're leaving. Not saying like you need to leave Canada to succeed, but
You need to leave Canada. To
yeah,
succeed.
but like hip hop, I mean Drake was a huge influence on that because he went from Canadian rapper to just like biggest rapper in the world who was Canadian to a point where that sound of Canadian hip hop that he does has actually been Canadian hip hop
Yeah.
for the past 25 years. That's the sound that he does is literally what Canadians created. They think it's new, but in reality now the Canadian sound of hip hop is the biggest sound in hip hop.
Interesting.
So that's what people don't realize. They don't give credit due to. They give credit to Drake or like that kind of like the melodic, more singing based hip hop music. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And literally, if you have any knowledge of past Canadian hip hop of like some of the greats that came before that never could break it out of this country, that's what they were doing. And everybody's like, oh, Canadian hip hop's soft. Now it's literally the biggest, like, that's what hip hop is now, is that more, it's not, it's not that it's not a lot about lyricism, because there is still some good lyricists doing that style. Like, Drake is actually quite good, but yeah, that like softer, less edgy, gritty hip hop that like made hip hop.
You know what's nice about it though? Like, I don't listen to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like Drake very much.
Yeah.
Good girl, you know what? I fuck with it. That's a
Yeah.
good song. Passion Fruit grew on me because I just heard it every fucking day.
Yeah.
But it just like it's a little boring for me.
Yeah.
It's just when people are like, oh my god, Drake!
Yeah, well, it's not as good as, like, he's definitely not the best in the world. That's for sure.
Like I don't worry about that. It's just it doesn't get me going per se. But I see what it does to people. I see what it does to women. To me, it's just become more of like a clique. It's just become that's fucking Drake. It's Drake. I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
But then you have The Weeknd who came out, and a lot of the other people. The Weeknd's voice is phenomenal, but it's soft.
Yeah.
It's feminine. If you think about it.
Yeah, it's very, very, very good though. Like, that guy is so creative and so great at what he does.
His newer songs have been kind of boring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like his earlier stuff was really interesting.
Yeah.
And then Starboard came out, which was cool.
Yeah. I think it's the monetized age for him right now.
Yeah.
As he's making his money with like commercial ads and that kind of shit. Back in the day, his stuff was very drug induced and very, like, I mean.
There's this element of being lost within yourself.
Yeah.
And that was in the music.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
No, it's I got a lot of money. I'm gonna make more money no matter what I come out with. That's the mentality. It's those artists that can continue being themselves while they make the money. That's the ones you want, and there's tons of them. But it doesn't necessarily mean they're the biggest in the world at the point in time.
Fuck, I was kidding. I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Beat me out, Scotty.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Like you say, you've had movements out of the group. You can, like, this year's been kind of like a reestablishing year for your group, your band.
Yeah.
Like, what is the ultimate like goal once this is normalized? Like, getting back performing again, like settling down on like a core, like that you want to continue with.
Yeah.
Like,
what I'm hoping for is we all have. I like art. I'll do any genre, any style. If you just put it in front of me, I'll explore it. That is fun. But not everyone in my group has the same mindset. They can be a little more closed off. Like, oh, I don't like that sound. I don't like the vibe. I'm not going to do it. I'm getting to a point of being like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't have the opportunity and the ability to think like that based on where we are. I want to be touring. I want to see clicks coming in, but mainly when COVID's done by January, hopefully we can start playing shows again.
Yeah.
Get that testosterone boost. To me, it's better than sex. Just up there. The world shuts off. You just become in this little light of experimentation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But what are the goals? To have an idea of what we need to do that will sell.
Yeah.
We need to sell. I know I can sell.
Mm.
I know my guitar player could be one of the best guitar players of recent times. He's so fucking good. He just needs to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
The singer as well, the other girl in the band. I want her to chill out for a bit, figure out who and what she is an artist, figure out what the guitar player is, what is he as an artist, what does he really want.
Yeah.
I want to be like a modern Rolling Stones in a way.
Yeah.
But I also want to hint at David Bowie, like a little bit of John Mayer, a little bit of Jack Johnson, get that Eric Clapton in there.
Yeah.
Oh, a bunch of great shit, mash them together, and put some garlic in it. And so I want us to be able to, I already know what I want to do, but I need to make sure they know what they want to do before moving forward.
Yeah.
Because once we can dissect it a little bit, then we can really develop the branding.
Cool.
And I need to make sure that they're okay with me being the face, being the lead. What do they want? What do they need? Can it be delivered?
Yeah.
I already have an idea of what they want, what they need, and I'm going to say potentially not. And if they can't get what they want, does that mean we're done? Maybe.
Yeah.
But I need to make sure that they're willing to try to make music that can sell.
Yeah.
That pushes boundaries. That makes them get lost into it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I kind of want to do rock and roll. I want to have indie in there as well. I want to do acoustic stuff, but I want to fuck.
Yeah.
I want to on stage and have a good time. I want to control it. It's
Yeah, it's a different feeling. Like, I think that's where it's with this year with artists. It's that live feeling is not the same as getting in front of a camera and singing, or at your house or in your
It
studio.
depends how it's set up. Because every time we play, it's like you can get lost in it.
Yeah.
I've recently realized how much, like, I've tried quitting smoking, tried stepping away from that. I still do it because it's lovely.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to step away from that need of, like, I see smoke and it's like, oh, fuck, I want one now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break that. Because smoking, I would overdo it and fuck my throat.
Yeah.
So now I've really learned how good I can be without having a fried throat. Now I've realized how much lack of water is affecting my singing and sleep.
Yeah.
We rehearsed yesterday and I just couldn't feel it. Couldn't feel my abdomen. Couldn't breathe. I was so zonked, but I realized I was dehydrated.
Yeah.
I had some smokes like the day before. I'm like, oh, I just didn't feel good. So I need to make sure we're whipped into shape.
Yeah.
I want to tour. This year I was hoping to go to Toronto, Montreal, check out the scene, and choose a place to move to.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I almost tried moving us to London. I found out my dad was born there. We can get a citizenship. I got some friends who moved there.
Yeah.
I want to be where I want to be in an uncomfortable situation because that's how I work the best. And I know it'll push them too.
Yeah.
So the goal is to make sure we have an idea of a brand.
Cool.
Not lose. Like, I'm not going to write full on shite pop just to get on the radio. I don't care about that. What I care about is being honest, but learning how the market works.
Yeah.
Hence trying to work with these Octane guys, because if we start getting clicks, they're going to get clicks.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of have this beautiful relationship of getting to where we want to go.
Yeah.
And learning how to get there together.
Yeah.
Fuck. We need to understand the brand.
Yeah, it's huge, man. It's branding is the biggest point in life right now for any kind of person who is pushing themselves as their product, right? Like you really need to kind of show what's different about you, and not just it's not just the next one hit or the next just like popular for a little bit of time. If you want to stick and stay in this game, like you just got to be yourself, keep pushing along and finding the right people to work with. And when you find a good marketing team like that, who's young, actually wants to help you out, it's not a used car salesman antic where it's just like somebody's desperate for their marketing company, so they're coming to anybody, pitching to anybody. I'll help you. No, these guys like literally after talking to them, they want to help out who they're working with. It's not just
they got love for it.
Yeah,
it's they're also young and naive.
Yeah.
Sell your soul, damn it. They'll learn at one point. But no, that's it. We got to get our image set in stone.
Yeah.
Like we have to do clothing shopping. We have to think about these things.
Yeah.
Like I like to be in t-shirts and jeans or whatever, but we got to spice it up a bit.
Yeah.
I got to play with the flamboyancy. I got to know what it's like to. I just got to be me, which is just how I am now, just fully to the fullest. Just capture me, and don't worry about it. I'm a shy guy as well. Yeah. You know, and I get really shy, especially trying to talk to women in a bar. I'll never do it. Yeah. I'll never ask women out. It's scary fucking shit. Yeah. But
I call it I'm kind of like not with women, but just like I call myself like an introverted extrovert. So like I'm very introverted if I don't know you. I'm pretty closed off, and then once I get to know you, I'm the complete extrovert that people want me to shut up and like I'm too much almost. So it's like there's no I have a really hard time being that sensible middle ground. It's either like scared to talk to somebody or I can talk forever. And it's usually now with this job, with what I do for a living, it's a little bit easier now. I'm starting to learn how to like bring myself out right away because I have to. It's not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You want to.
And it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable actually makes you. I think it creates character and makes you a better worker. If you're uncomfortable with something, you can overcome that uncomfortableness, and you can actually straight up change it and do it every day. It's something that you were scared of doing. That's like a huge life. Like that's something you accomplish if you can basically overcome something you're hugely afraid of, right?
To me, I'm really good with people.
Yeah.
I'm really good with people. I know how to read people. It's solid.
Yeah.
I'm really bad with big groups of people.
Yeah.
I like it small. Even though I want to play conquer the fucking world, it's the irony in it, but I hate big groups of people. Yeah. It doesn't make me super comfortable. It's just so many voices. If we're at like a place, there's usually people trying to talk over music, and I hate talking over music.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I hate having yell, hey, what's up, bitch? Yeah. I don't enjoy that, but I really enjoy the intimacy of just a smaller group. If I know one person there, I don't know anyone else there, and it's a small group, oh no, man, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if it's a bar or a club, or Ugh.
Yeah, it's heebie-jeebies.
Ugh.
Well, I think we probably should get this going pretty quick, but
We haven't talked about World War II
no,
yet.
not at all. But we should probably plug where we can find you guys.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. This guy, yeah, he'll do anything. But no, where can we find Grit and Ivory on social media? Whatever kind of links. I'll put them up at the end of the video, but I always like to do it vocally as well.
Oh, I forgot that's why I was here.
Yeah.
Sluts. Hello. You can find us on Instagram. Nothing really going on there. We're only just trying to get music out there.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it going. So Spotify, Apple Music, Grit and Ivory. We have a single coming out in a few days, I think. It's pretty raunchy.
Cool, man. I appreciate you coming in. I love talking to musicians. It's my background, so whenever I get
I hate you.
but I appreciate it. I'm glad that you came in, and yeah, check them out. This is Desiree from Grit and Ivory. I'm Mike Arboit. Thanks for joining us on PoCommunity. Have a good one.
Shalom.